Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Hasbro Transformers Age of Extinction Voyager class Grimlock. One of the many different sizes and ways that you can get Grimlock from the movie property. Decided to actually go with the Voyager class, though despite the fact that the Leader class has all the really nice chrome, I think Voyager class Grimlock looks better in dinosaur mode, which is likely how I'm going to have him displayed anyways. This comes to us from the folks over at Hasbro. It's recommended for ages 8 and up, and we have really nice art display area down below, a nice art piece of Grimlock there. The thing is, though, I mean, obviously in the movie, the Dinobots were all kind of one neutral gray color. They didn't really have a lot of dynamic color. Hasbro took it upon themselves to kind of jazz up Grimlock here with the extra, kind of like a coppery orange color and the silver. So I suppose if you wanted to, you could kind of go in there and, you know, I'm sure a lot of people have customized Grimlock with the more movie motif coloring scheme, but it's also possible too we might even get a Takar re-release of these guys in movie accurate colors. On the back of the package, showing you both him in robot mode as well as dinosaur mode up at the top there. Your read-up says Grimlock is the ultimate wild card. The Dinobot leader has the power to decide the fate of Earth's most single-handedly. Oh, let me rephrase that. Grimlock is the ultimate wildcard. The Dinobot leader has the power to decide the fate of Earth almost single-handedly. His ferocious strength makes him a devastating force in battle. I think this word right here threw me off quite a bit. Also available, there is the Optimus Prime down here, which is, I think, what, Evasion Mode Optimus Prime, which was one of the other Voyager class modes. Grimlock transforms in an astounding 18 steps, which is, again, ideal for kids, but still sacrificing nothing for the collectors who wanted to get him as well. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, we're going to get a better look at Grimlock. There's more anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. So having a look at Grimlock in his T-Rex mode, he's got his weapon, and it's, according to the instructions, this is supposed to peg into the back of his dinosaur mode as some extra, you know, weapon. I kind of think it's ridiculous. It's just way too long. There's extra junk on the back of this Dinobot. Don't really like it. So what you can do is this untabs, and I don't know if you guys can see it. There is a little latch on either side, and it clips onto the sides here, and that's just how it pegs into place. But we take this off. This will be like a mace weapon that Grimlock will use later. Mace in your face. We'll put that just to the side. In dinosaur mode, he actually doesn't look too bad. Proportionately, I think he's more in scale with himself, head-wise, body-wise, than the Leader class. The Leader class Grimlock is quite a bit longer and a very, very small head. It doesn't quite gel together, though it gels more when you get him in, you know, obviously in robot mode. Any real gripes? Not necessarily, I don't know. I wouldn't say any real gripes with him in T-Rex mode. Well, his tail doesn't like to peg together very much. There's a small peg there and a very, very small peg hole there. These should peg into place, but the tail doesn't want to, well, these are his legs, but when you get him in dinosaur mode, these legs don't peg together very well to make up his tail. They seem to really want to come loose from one another. Aside from that, though, he's a good-looking T-Rex. Not really super movie accurate, as in the movie he would be pretty much all like an all-gray color, but that would also be boring. And children love vibrant colors. It's much cooler to give Grimlock to kids with a silver and orange copper motif than you know, to give them just a straight-out gray. I'm sure guaranteed at some point they're going to give us a more movie-accurate color scheme. Or, again, collectors and customizers probably do that, will make them as well. He has, I guess, one gimmick. There's a little tab on the side here. You press it, yum, 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 yum. Grimlock does open and close his mouth. It doesn't hinder the toy, it doesn't get in the way of the toy. It's a gimmick, and I'm happy with it. At least it does this, and it doesn't, you know, fire missiles, and doesn't open up and do other stuff like that. So I like it. He does have some transfer or some articulation in robot mode. Or in dinosaur mode. His back, I don't know if you would call these his ears, but they move back and forth. You can either have them up. I prefer to have them just further back, really, maybe to about there. Just looks. I think it looks a little bit more like the movie than you know, having them straight up. His mouth is also movable. You can't move it too far, or yeah, it does kind of look a little sectioned from itself. He does have you know, movement in his legs, knees, lower leg area, and also even his little tiny dinosaur arms also have a ball joint. So he is pretty articulated for, you know, for a dinosaur. You really could have him just displayed like that. That's probably how I'm going to have him displayed. I'll probably have him displayed as well with the other deluxe class Dinobots that appear in the movie. I think the only one I don't have is Strafe, the two-headed pterodon or pterodactyl, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's a good. I mean, it's a good contrast. Grimlock should be a little bit bigger, but at least he is bigger than the other two Dinobots. So I think it works. It could be, again, a little bit bigger, but it's not too bad. This guy transformed into robot mode. The first thing you do is take the back section of well, Grimlock's back here. Take it and unpeg it. Sometimes it gets latched in there that you really have to apply some pressure to get it unpegged. But you're going to fold that up, and then you're going to take these arms and just get them completely out of the way. And then from there you can start moving the legs and moving the arms. Reach from underneath and grab the tail section of Grimlock, and with the arms out of the way, take this whole section and move it forward. And really, if you want to as well, you can also take the feet and move them, flip them over as well. And stand them up. And just straighten out these arms. And you're going to eventually move these around, and you're going to form his hands. The arms of the T-Rex are just going to fold down to the sides and kind of give him this samurai armor design, which I found the consistency through the whole movie, that a lot of the Dinobots, and like Prime especially, had a very samurai look, I found, to them. But these will just kind of clamp onto the sides, straighten out the legs. And then this section will fold down. Take Grimlock's entire section and fold that down. And then you're just going to deal with the back of his T-Rex head that's still sticking in the back of him. Grab the head, separate it out. These will fold up. And then this section right here will just stay down below. And then from there, these will come up. Just want to make sure that you get these completely out of the way, because this section right here will fold underneath, and then the T-Rex heads will sit at the top of Grimlock's body section here. Final touches will just be to straighten out the arms and take the back of the legs, take the feet of the T-Rex, flip them around, and then these arms will just sit at the side. And make sure also you fold, make sure you want to keep these out and straighten out the arms. And at least two, the wrists are on a swivel, so you can move the elbows forward to give them a bend in the elbow, and you can then swivel the hands to keep the T-Rex feet out of the way. And just like that, you've got yourself Grimlock. Now the downside, though, is Grimlock's hands are closed shut. They're just closed fists. So to have him holding the mace, it would have been nice if he could have held it like this, but there's that little hook area there, and you can just peg that into, I say it's closed fist, but they're the closed fists that have the little holes at the inside. So just take that and peg that into place. Just get that in there. It's it's not the thing is, like, this section right here is just almost the exact same size, just a little bit smaller than the hole in his hand. But there you have Grimlock with his mace. Grimlock's got a really nice facial sculpt there. Doesn't look like he has any sort of light piping. It's just a painted in green eyes. The same green eyes that are actually in his T-Rex head mode as well. It's a nice look, and it looks like him from the movies. Again, all this orange copper and the silver were just not there in the movie. It was just one gray color scheme for the entire dinosaur mode. Also has a lot of articulation. He has a head swivel that kind of moves up and down, but that's really only due to his transformation. And head swivels left and right on the neck. Actually, not on the head, but on the neck area there. So the whole head moves as one piece. Shoulders are also on a ball joint, so they move quite easily. He has a hinge in the elbow. And as we already discussed, he's got a swivel in the wrists. As you swivel it, you can see where, yeah, the T-Rex feet start standing up. So you want to kind of keep them to the side. He has no waist swivel, nothing like that. And then his legs go forward, back, out via a ball hinge joint there. He has also a swivel in the thigh. Do be careful, though, when you're swiveling the thigh, that the side skirts don't unhinge. You can see right there where they clip into place, that they don't unhinge from the leg. He has a single bend at the knee, and also a hinged foot. So he has quite a bit of movement, and the same way where Prime, you could get him in a lot of poses, you can also get a lot of poses from Grimlock as well. And in case you weren't certain his allegiance, well, there's an Autobot logo on the chest section of him as well. I like the color scheme. Again, it's not movie accurate, but really, if you were going to give the color scheme to the movie in the toy versions, this would just be all gray, and that's not exciting for children. So I can see why they went with this copper, the silver, the black. Everything comes together really, really well, and you also get quite a posable toy as well. I actually still pick up the leader version of Grimlock, and I'll show you guys the comparison between the two. Very similar, obviously it's the same character, but the leader version of Grimlock will have a lot of chrome, whereas this is just a matted, like a metallic silver that they put in the Voyager class. But still a really nice toy. He scales well with the deluxe class Dinobots that we've already received. You can kind of, I mean, I'm sure you could kind of give him a leader, you could bring the leader class version, scale-wise he'd be bigger, which would make more sense. But I don't like the scaling. The head seems way too small in dinosaur mode versus the rest of his body. The Voyager version, on the other hand, you get a really nice robot mode, which is the same as the leader class, but I think the dinosaur mode works better collectively than the leader version did. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Hasbro Transformers Age of Extinction Grimlock. Voyager class Grimlock. Stay tuned, Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.